Red Son is a spaghetti western movie that was released on September 15th, 1971. So this movie basically has two things that I really like: cowboys and samurai. It also stars Charles Bronson and Ursula Andress. Let me tell you, this is honestly a pretty fucking underrated movie. So let's get into why it's good. The story follows an outlaw named Link who, while robbing a train, gets betrayed by one of his fellow robbers, Ghosh. Ghosh also kills one of the samurai, and Link is forced to team up with another samurai named Kuroda Jubei. They both go after Ghosh for their own reasons. This story is pretty fucking good. I think what makes this movie work so well are the characters. I will start with Link. He starts out the movie with practically zero redeeming qualities. You would struggle to find out why you would even root for him. But the chinks in the armor come pretty early on. He gets betrayed by one of his own, but even when he's helping with Jubei, he starts out insulting him for a bit. After a little bit, he does come to respect Jubei. I think when Link tries some Japanese food and likes it, and realizing Jubei is a damn good fighter, that is when he starts to appreciate Jubei. I think this actually leads to my point. By the end of the movie, which we will get to, because the ending is actually pretty important to why I like this movie, I believe Link becomes a hero. I reject the notion that a main character needs to be like Superman in order to be considered a hero. People often act like Link in the beginning of this movie. It is important for a movie to acknowledge those negative attributes and possibly have the character grow from them. But what makes it work is that Link doesn't have any qualities that I would never sympathize with. I mean, he doesn't fucking abuse women or anything like that. I also like how Jubei begins to appreciate American life. I don't necessarily mean American households, but just things the Wild West is home to. He seems to enjoy the food and drinks, and he later has sex with a prostitute in the brothel, which comes later in the movie. Jubei also begins to respect Link. If anything, the relationship between the two is almost like a precursor to Woody and Buzz in Toy Story. I'm not saying that it is the exact same, but there are some striking similarities. But there is a woman in the brothel that is Ghosh's lover who joins Link and Jubei, and her name is Christina. She has kind of a love-hate relationship with Link. She is pretty goddamn harsh with her words and really wants him dead. I mean, a repeated line in the movie she says is, "You bastard." But I can tell deep down she is really starting to realize that Ghosh really isn't that great of a guy. In fact, he is a total fucking scumbag. She does appreciate Link and Jubei rescuing her from Native Americans who torture her. But even then, the relationship between Link and Christina is bitter to the very end. But if you really want to see Ursula Andress' tits, you're in luck. This movie would have never been rated PG if it were made today. I've had to put this off for too long, so it is time to get to the ending. If you have not seen this movie, and you really want to, skip to the timestamp in the description. You do not want to have this spoiled. The ending to this movie is fucking brutal. I had some ideas of the possible ways that this movie could have ended, though I don't think I expected it to end this way. So, the group, which now includes Ghosh's men alongside Link and Jubei, and Christina getting ambushed by Native Americans. I don't have any problem with rooting for them, because if you look at the actual history, the Native Americans were just as brutal, if not a little more so, than the settlers. Even before the settlers came here. This would be like in the days of Columbus. In fact, the actual history makes the westerns of the past, and even this one, look like Saturday morning cartoons by comparison. There were no real heroes or villains in this particular part of history. But if you really want to respect the Native Americans, I would recommend respecting them in the same way one would respect ancient Rome, which is to respect them for their military prowess, because that can't be denied. Anyway, after that fight, Jubei almost kills Ghosh, but remembers why Ghosh is important to keep alive, because he's the only one who knows where the gold is. But Ghosh kills Jubei. Ghosh tries to persuade Link to let him live and listen to where the gold is, but Link kills Ghosh because he doesn't care about the gold anymore. He then makes a promise to Jubei on his deathbed to give the golden sword back to the samurai on the train. Christina reveals that she knows where the gold is, but Link decides to ride with her as far as the station because he doesn't want it anymore. To be honest, I really like that they went this direction. It gave me something that I didn't know that I wanted, but made me wonder why I didn't ask for it to begin with. The ending, and really the whole movie in general, is a kind of a slightly more optimistic version of the Wild Bunch. It has a little bit of that hedonism, bloody violence, and nihilism that movie has. Although I would say Red Sun is a lot closer to existentialism. Then again, the two philosophies can look pretty similar. It is a damn good way of ending the movie. As for the action scenes, they're pretty fucking awesome. You have plenty of gunplay, katana slices, and a surprising amount of blood. This is a pretty goddamn bloody movie. But there are also some brief explosions in the beginning. And I also really like how Christina does some of the fighting when, she has a rifle, which is fucking cool. It is shot and edited pretty well for the most part. Although the shots can happen a little too quickly, overall it's pretty good. The production values are pretty good too. The cinematography is pretty nice, the editing is good for the most part, and the sound and sets are also good. The music isn't the best, but I do like it that it throws in some Japanese instruments here and there whenever the samurai are there. It is a pretty fucking nice touch. Overall, Red Sun is a pretty underrated movie. It has a very well written story, awesome action scenes, and great production values. This is one hell of a unique experience that is honestly more rewarding than The Wild Bunch, because it doesn't make me feel quite as hopeless as that movie did. I don't like the abundance of religious dialogue, but overall, it's a pretty fucking good movie. If you have not seen Red Sun, I highly recommend watching it at least once to see if you like it. I give Red Sun 4 out of 5 stars with the title of awesome. Anyway, I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel and feel free to support me on Patreon and follow me on Instagram. If you support me on Patreon, you get exclusive updates on my next video. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all the pictures I took in Venice, Italy, so go check those out if you want. I'll see you next time on Other Freedom Jingos.